Welcome to the Film Podcast. Predator Badlands is directed by Dan Sachsenberg and stars Ellie Fanning and... Okay, let's try this. Demetrius Schuster Kaloa Matangi. It's a sequel to loads of other Predator films that began with Arnie back in 1987. So let's discuss if this new one is any good. Ushka Ukchantok. My translator went weird then, sorry. You join me in this beautiful place of joy. I mean, where are we? We are actually in England, and that is what they call sunshine. I mean, what the hell? Anyway, as I just spoke in my non-native language of whatever, I don't know what it's called, but I've just seen Predator Badlands, and I'm surprised, very surprised. Let's go through Predator Badlands on our way home. It's always nice to have a surprise every now and then, isn't it? Surprises don't come any more impressive than going to see a film that you thought was going to be awful and being pleasantly, in fact, amazingly surprised in a very happy and a very positive way. Last time I came to this car park, I think I was on like the top floor, and it took me about a year to get out of here, which is why you just saw me going up and down ramps constantly. Well, this time, because I chose to come to the cinema on a Sunday morning where everyone else is either in church or in bed, I got plenty of choice of where to park. Let there be light, ladies and gentlemen. Let there be light. But anyway, this weekend I treated myself to a marathon, I suppose you can call it, of Predator films. I've got to say, as far as I'm concerned, and from the joy of entering into that competition with myself, which was to actually watch all of the Predator films that have ever been made before I went to see Predator Badlands, I kind of wasted my time, really. There was literally no need to see any of them at all, because you can go into Predator Badlands completely and totally cold turkey. There's no relation whatsoever, apart from your man himself, to all of the other movies. Predator Badlands is more a case of just something completely different, but a little bit familiar, I suppose. The lore of it all, everything's kind of been wiped clean, sort of. There's still a bit of the same old thing going on with regards to the Predators being angry men, because I haven't seen any Predator women. I'd like to know where they are. Regardless of that, let's talk about this on its own merits, because I think we should. If we go back to those other Predator movies, right, we need to ask ourselves, where do I stand on the Predator universe itself? I don't think I'm going to do a deep dive into any of the other Predator films. I'll say this, though. There is 7 or 6 of them, or 5, I don't know. I can't remember. There's this many. Put it on the screen. And out of all of those Predator films, I reckon there's probably 2 that are great and 1 that's all right. Can you guess which ones? So all right. I said I wasn't going to go into it deeply, but whatever. Let's think about Predator itself, the first movie, the Arnie movie. I think it was made in 1987, but it was an Arnie vehicle. It was basically so Arnie could smoke cigars and blow shit up. He does that exceptionally well in Predator. In the UK, it's rated 18, which is, basically a movie for adults, for grown-ups, for people who are not under 18. It's gory and it's icky and it's fun as well. It's got its tongue firmly in its cheek, I think. I'm not sure. It is a roller coaster ride of craziness, and loads of bullets get shot in that film. I reckon 1 million bullets get fired in that film. I think so. So Predator 1 has got that, and it's basically the jungle versus man, versus mankind, versus humans. Balls to bones, action-y thing going on with it. And that's great. I mean, it suits its time, it suits its place, it suits Arnie. It's great. Everyone else is great in that. And that whole meme with that meme, this one is from Predator. If you didn't know that, it's from Predator. Then you've got Predator 2, which features everybody's favourite cop from Lethal Weapon, Danny Glover. Danny Glover's in it, right? And, Predator 2 is Predator 1, but in New York City, or Los Angeles. I think it's Los Angeles, actually. It's a comedy. I watched it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? But I just thought, you know what? Just take it as a comedy. Ballsy, mad action film. Call me pathetic, but I got a little bit emotional during Predator 2, particularly in some scenes of that camaraderie from that police station or whatever they're called. I got it. And Danny Glover's great because he actually doesn't give a shit about anybody except his team and his group. And that's kind of sweet, right? That's kind of sweet. You've got Los Angeles, you've got the drug wars, you've got the Mexicans versus the police, you've got the drug cartels, you've got violence erupting everywhere in the city. It's all gone to shit. There's this great little story about this group of police officers who look out for each other and are trying to clean up the city. Throw a Predator into the mix, and you've got what I would call an entertaining film, if not a little bit. Well, I suppose it's shit, really, isn't it? Then we fast forward from, I think that was 1990 or 91 or something. Then we go forwards like a million years. It's called Predators. And it's called Predators because it features predators, more than one. And that is its downfall, as much as I can say. And not only does it feature predators, it also features an action role from Adrian Brody. I mean, what? I'm sorry, what? From The Brutalist. Him. Adrian Brody. It takes place on a planet somewhere. I think it's the Predator planet or not. I don't know, and I do not care. And I think if you watch it, you also won't care either. Because it is shit. I mean, it is utterly shit. It's not good. It's formulaic. It's just full of awful ideas. It's got loads of action in it, but it's actually boring. So anyway, yeah, Predators is there, and it features Adrian Brody and some other people as well, recognisable but like forgettable at the same time. And it's awful. It's awful, but it's not as bad as The Predator, which was made in 2018. We're back on Earth. We're back on Earth with The Predator, and I guess it's a future-y thing. It is exceptionally violent, and it is gory and people bitsy. It is ultimately awful. It's terrible. It's the worst one of the bunch. I went through this for you people. I didn't know what to expect. I'd not seen any of them. The first one, the original one, I'd seen that many times because it is a classic, and it is, I mean, it's shit as well, but it is great. I mean, it's fun. It's got a thing about it. You know, somehow in that era, bad films were actually great. I don't know how they did that because they can't do it now. They can't do it now. The Predator is awful, 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 awful. So, you know, I suppose the people who are responsible for Predators, or the money men, the guys with the cash, were like, well, you know what? Even we thought The Predator was horrifically bad. We didn't make enough money. We need to rethink this. Along comes Disney Plus, right? Upsetting everybody, including me, by screwing up the whole ethos of movies and releases and cinema and streaming and everything else. It's not all bad. They made a prequel to Predator, I think. I think it's prequel. It's called Prey. It takes a very familiar idea, which is jungle, predator, people trying to survive, and sort of shakes it up a little bit. And its message is completely different than the message of all the other ones. The message of all the other ones, including the first one, is we've got balls, we've got guns, let's fuck shit up. But Prey, very different. Prey has got a very different message. Putting it bluntly, weakness can also be powerful. Maybe if we look at it another way, we say, well, you can be powerful even if you appear to be weak. Beat everything against all odds, even if you're not the strongest. I guess that's its message. Its message is great. I mean, it's a decent film. Watching it a second time, it's not as decent as I remember it was. The visual effects are a little bit clunky, but the overall message and the enjoyment is right there. Prey is decent. If you've not seen it, then I do recommend it. It's all right. Prey is all right. Certainly for a streaming-only film, because that's what it was. It's a big shame it wasn't released in cinemas. And this is the kind of thing we like on this channel, but it wasn't released in cinemas, and that's upsetting, but okay, fine. What can we do about it? Disney were in their weird phase back then, which is like, let's destroy cinemas. And then somebody was like, if we destroy cinemas, then that just means we're not going to be able to make a boatload of money on certain films. Why are we doing that? It's good that they've kind of changed their minds a little bit. It's kind of a good thing. Now, if we think about Predator Badlands, it's called Predator, but isn't actually a Predator film, but is at the same time. I mean, work that one out. Work that one out. Whilst I was watching Predator Badlands, a few thoughts occurred. If I was 12 years old, because in the UK, in the UK, this film is rated 12A, which basically means that anybody under the age of 12 has to be accompanied by an adult to watch it. So basically that means that people who are under 12 can go and see this film if an adult is with them at the same time. Which is very odd, because this movie it's quite violent, to be honest with you. It is icky. I mean, Predator is not the most tame of movies. None of them are tame at all. We live in a world where this Predator Badlands is rated 12A. That's what it's rated. We think about violence in cinema, and we think about violence in film, and we think about all of those kind of things. And I think the British Board of Film Classification, stuff that would have been 18 rated back in the day, maybe 20 years ago, is 15 rated now. This is rated 12A. The thing about that is, I thought it was a little bit violent. I've got to be honest. Not in a sort of Mary Whitehouse way, but more a kind of, oh my God, what the hell? But then I thought, no, hang on a second. If I was 12 and I saw this, I would be like, wow, because it's really good for that age group. I think I put myself in that position when I was that age. If I'd have sat down, the lights had dimmed, and I was 12 and Predator Badlands came on, I would be like, oh yeah, this is fabulous. It's really, really good. I'm shocked at what I'm saying. I'm shocked at what I've just seen, and I'm just genuinely shocked, because Predator Badlands, I mean, it starts off and you think, here we go again. This is like, oh my God. Only this time we're not going to see the gratuitous violence that we saw in the other ones. That kind of redeemed them all a little bit, because it's 12A rated. But actually, I am glad it is placed where it's placed. I'm glad it's for who it's for, because it's got mass appeal. As I said, it is violent though. It's a little gory. It gets away with its violence because it's not realistic, obviously. And what I mean by that is, Predator is an alien predator, right? And Ellie Fanning is a robot. All of the creatures and stuff that appear in it are all like alien-y things. So that, it's not like you can associate any of that with what happens on Earth. It doesn't take place in any recognizable landscape. It's on some planet somewhere, and it's fine. That's fine. The setup, the premise, the whole idea of the story, again, it's perfectly acceptable. It's not stupid. So many sequels like this, or reboots, or whatever you want to call them, are stupid, right? They just are. They're stupid films. There's suspension of disbelief, and then there's whatever they come up with. Well, Predator Badlands, it's pretty all right. It's not going to bother my top 10 of the year. It's enjoyable. I enjoyed this film. I did. I can't believe it, but I did. I enjoyed it. I sat there and I enjoyed it. And it's not a case of damning with faint praise at all. It's not a case of my expectations were low going in, which is admittedly true. And it's not a case of those expectations being raised, because it's genuinely all right. I was thinking to myself, how are they going to get away with this for an entire movie? And I kind of put my barriers up a little bit when it started, because I'm thinking, okay, all right, the premise is there, fine, whatever, but this isn't very predatory. I mean, I don't think I wanted to see the Predator homeland and the Predator sort of family life, I guess you can say, with Predator family life, because you do see a bit of that. I mean, you do. All right, you don't see them going shopping and stuff, but you certainly see the hierarchy of the predatory thing. I was thinking, oh God, no. Oh God, no, please. Please don't do this. I don't want to see this. And thankfully, we don't. We move on. we move on from there. And we end up in a remote planet somewhere in the galaxy. Things are on there. It's the foresty woods thing. But your Predator man's motivation in this is to basically try and, win the affections of his dad. But it's more complicated than that, because his dad is an utter knobhead. I'll be honest, he's an utter bell end. I don't think I'd want to win his affections at all. But, you know, predators are who they are. So it's all about the warrior-likeness of predators. There's a scrap with the son and the dad and the brother of the son and all of this. All that goes on. Our main character, our main predator. Don't ask me to remember his name. Not a clue. He ends up in the thing, doing the thing. Your predator's called Deck. And I suppose Deck has a debt to pay for the slaughter of his brother. And again, that's quite a powerful moment in the movie. I mean, it is. It is. And it's all at the beginning. All of this is at the beginning. Deck is a runt. Runt. Not the other word. And that makes him, you know, that makes him a lesser being in the eyes of his dad. And somebody that should be culled immediately. And I think that's where we pick up the story. That's where the story starts. And Deck ends up going on a quest to go and hunt the thing. Kalisk. It's called a Kalisk. It's corny, but it actually is quite powerful once we get off the planet that the predators live on and do whatever they do. And, you know, the fun begins, really, from that point on. Jenna is very, very violent. Even though there's no people there, it's full of things that want to kill you. That's what it is. Even the plants, even the worms are violent in this. Even the worms are violent. That's when we see a tie-in, right? A tie-in happens. Other Predator films are available, ones that feature Alien versus Predator, which are all shit. I mean, they're all terrible. They're all abominable and bad. Weyland-Yutani Corporation is back, but there aren't any aliens in it, right? So it's okay. So you can relax. It's fine. But there is an android, a synthetic, as they call them in Alien. That does happen. That is here. She goes by the name of Thea, and she's Ellie Fanning. That's who she is, the human being Ellie Fanning. It's ultimately an unexpectedly great pairing. And I think that's because Ellie Fanning is so good in everything that she's in. All of the Fannings are great in everything that they're in. And she's great in this. She's a robot. She's an android. She's a synthetic. And we're also joined by a creature, well, lovingly named Bud. He looks a bit like a frog mixed with a lizard, and he's great, and he's a bit of comic relief, but not annoying comic relief. It's not deadly serious all the way through either. It's got some funny moments, but those funny moments are all part of the character development of the Predator. Because yes, I said it, ladies and gentlemen. I said this Predator, Predator Badlands, has character development on a Predator. How they get away with it is really smart, and it's really good. It's not shit, and I can't believe it. I can't believe that that's the case. The director of this film is a fellow called Dan Trachtenberg. And Dan Trachtenberg made Prey. He was the guy responsible for Prey. And as I said before, Prey, it stands out amongst all of the other Predator films. It absolutely does. In the same way that the original one is a great, mad, crazy, nutcase movie full of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Prey is a movie with a great message and decent action, and loads of gore as well, and the lead actor in it, she is fabulous. She is so good. And Dan Trachtenberg obviously made that, and the powers that be were like, you know, your Predator film was all right. Can you make another one? Would you mind? So the inspirations that the director took from this, the directors that gave him the vision for the way that this looks, and you can tell right away. One of the names is Terrence Malick. There's a movie from Terrence Malick called The Thin Red Line, right? And it came out the same year as Saving Private Ryan. It's a war film, essentially. It had a certain look to it. It had this kind of poetic calmness to it, you know, even though it was a war film. You know, it also had all the mad stuff, but it had a poetic calmness to it. And its poetic calmness was in its landscapes and in its environments and the place where it was set. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but Predator Badlands has got an essence of The Thin Red Line. It does. And it's got that essence because of the way that it approaches its landscapes. And yes, admittedly, this is an alien planet. It's not Earth. It still has the animals and the nature and all of that. It's got all that, albeit the nature being very, very violent and everything else. We know that the franchise films of the past 20 odd years I've tried to link this and that and the other and the thing and the blah blah and the what's it called and the thingy over there and this needs to link to that and that story thread goes here and everything. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the fundamental thing is that you're making a movie that's entertaining and maybe slightly familiar, and we just go along for the ride anyway. And Dan Thatchenberg did it. He's done it with Predator Badlands. And I wanted to talk about it because those people out there that might watch this review, that might go, I'm not going to see it because I can't cope with it anymore. Go and see it. Go and see it. It's good. It's good. It is good. You know, creativity is something that, even to this day, you can't corporatize creativity. It doesn't really work if you try and do that. And I think that's what the film industry has always had a problem with, trying to be creative, yet businessy at the same time. Those two things do not exist together very well because one side of the argument wants to make a ton of money and only wants to make a ton of money. It's not interested in forwarding the art form of films. It's not interested in that. Everything that happens is a transaction. A service is paid for, writing, directing, storytelling, and all of that. It's a service. You're the customer who's sitting there watching the film in the cinema. And yeah, I mean, that's how business works, of course. But creative media is and always has been more than that. It's always been about a message. It's always been about an idea. It's always been about telling a story and letting people believe and understand and see, you know, things that they would never normally see, and inspiring people as well. All of those things, that's what you get with the art of film, and you get that with the art of, well, of all art, really. When something like Predator Badlands comes along, and it's not only half decent, but it's actually enjoyable and fun and well thought about and has been inspired by better things, you know, you can't complain about that. You can't complain about that. Thank you for joining me here on the Film Podcast. That was my review of Predator Badlands. It's all right. It's okay.